Mic off.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway. My name is Josh Hall. I'm here with Untesty Broadcasting. We're broadcasting tonight's race. It's the iRacing Superstock League from Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a special event they just put on today, brought to you by Ron's Race Paints. And right now, warm-up's got about a minute left, and then we're going to get into some qualifying. But this is just a fun race these guys wanted to put on tonight. A little bit of money involved, so it's going to be a good one to watch for sure. Anytime these guys get together and there's a little bit of cash on the table, they always seem to race real hard, race real clean, and have a great race. Normally I'd be joined by my good friend Joe, but unfortunately he was not able to make it here tonight, so you guys are stuck with just me. I'm sorry. So here's Charlotte with the street stocks. In case you haven't noticed, if it's the first time joining us, these cars run a lot like a super speedway here. There's a lot of drafting, there's a lot of pushing, there's a lot of single file, two wide, three wide I've seen with these guys here. So it gets real exciting. We're going to have about 11 cars on track today, and it should be a good race for 40 laps. Right now we have Jonathan Thompson at the top of the board. Ron Morris Jr., Mark Cook, Tyler Payne, and Eric Steele rounding out the top 5 in practice, but that's just practice. That really doesn't mean much. We'll have to see how things really shake up during the race, as we're going to get qualifying underway here. Again, tonight's race is brought to you by Ron's Race Paints. If you guys are looking for a new paint job for your ride here on iRacing, check out Ron Morris Jr. of Ron's Race Paints. He'd be happy to hook you up with a real sweet-looking ride. As our cars first start to get on track now. So again, these guys are going to kind of run this a lot like a super speedway race. You're going to see these guys qualify just like you would, kind of get the car wound up on that first lap. That way they can get a real good run for their second lap. So you see them running a little bit higher on their out lap just to get that speed up. As we're riding along right now with Ron Morris Jr., you can see him holding a real steady line here as he's going to take his green flag of his qualifying run here. And a lot of these guys raced last night in the Super Speedway League, which me and Joe Wright were a part of as well. The Intensity Broadcasting team came home 6th, 7th. That was pretty cool. Jonathan Thompson, Billy Bigley, Mark Cook, Ian Martin, John Hurst, Ron Morris. Those guys were all in that race last night too. So if you want to go back and check out our race from last night or any of our previous races, you can find them anywhere on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Intensity Broadcasting on all 3 platforms. Or you can check out our Twitter account, which we just have now, and that's Intensity Broad 1 on Twitter. So check us out. We post about our races. We post about other things as well. Some racing memes. We're racers. We love racing. That's what you're going to get from us. As you see Jonathan Thompson crossing the line right now. And at the moment, Jonathan Thompson's going to be on our provisional pole with a 36,791. But David Duke's right behind him with a 36,799. As it looks like he's just finishing up his. And jumping to the top of the board, Ian Martin. On his first lap, ran a 36,785. Let's see if Ian can best himself here. As now Tyler Payne's jumped up to the top of the board. Let's see if Ian can best Tyler on this go-round as he's coming to the stripe. And no, Ian was not able to better his position. So right now, Tyler Payne is going to be on our provisional pole. Jonathan Thompson fell back to third. Right now we're looking at Mark Cook finishing up his second lap here. That's going to be good enough for 7th. And Eric Steele on track right now for his warm-up lap. As he's going to cross the line here. And he's going to jump up to the 5th spot. So that was his first timed lap. So let's see what he can do here on his second lap. Right now he's the only car on track, so he's rocketing down the backstretch by himself. Nice steady line through 3 and 4, right down on that blue line's where you really want to be. You don't want to go over it because it can really upset the car, getting down on the flat down there. But as he crosses the line here, he's not going to improve his position. Still going to be in 5th place with a 36.831. So as we just finish up the last couple minutes of qualifying, I know these guys are going to be having their drivers' meeting soon. I'm not going to be broadcasting the drivers' meeting. I'm the only person here, so I can't really switch between. But pretty simple format, 40 laps. Green-white checkers are on. They will have 3 attempts at a green-white checker in case we need them. Which everybody knows green-white checkers are definitely exciting, especially in tracks like this where everybody runs so closely and it's so aerodynamically dependent. So you got to have somebody with you to work it out. And these drivers will have 1 fast repair tonight. Leaders do get lane choice. So whoever the leader is, he's got the choice whether he wants to start on the inside or the outside. Sometimes at Charlotte, that outside lane can be a good choice. And depending who's behind you, you might want to have somebody behind you in that outside line. Did mention 1 fast repair, 17 incident limit. So we're going to see how these guys rock it out tonight. Whoops, I apologize for that. That is not what I wanted up on my screen. And I do believe I'm going to be joined tonight by Atlee Atman Luis himself. So we're just waiting up for qualifying to finish right here. And I do want to invite you out to come out tomorrow night and watch the original Rebels Racing League tomorrow night. That'll go off at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, as their series is starting to wind down right now. And then Monday night, we're going to have the iRacing Superstock League on Monday nights for you. As we do have another taker out on the track right now. Looks like the 10 of Dalton Martin. I will get that for you in just a moment. Apologize, I had a little technical click up on my side. I lost my time in scoring, but it's back, and here's Dalton on track right now. As he's making it around for his warm-up lap right now. Let's go ahead and ride along with him. Let's see how he drives around this track. You can hear those tires starting to work. A little bit of squeal. Let them know that they're working. Oh, looks like he's going to shut it off right there. That's going to be good enough for 5th place for Dalton. And I see TJ Floyd at the end of pit lane hasn't started his lap yet, but with only 30 seconds left, don't believe he's going to be able to get out there and get a lap in. All right, I do believe we have Atlee with us in the booth now. All right, Atlee, you got us now?
Hey, Josh, do you got me?
I got you loud and clear. Sorry about that. That was on my end completely.
Yep, can you hear me?
I can hear.
Coming up right here.
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
So, Atlee, we got 40 laps here in these cars at Charlotte. I'm looking for a good, exciting race. How about you?
After what we saw on Friday night with a lot of these same drivers, and it's going to be a lot like Daytona with drafting here at Charlotte. I'm going to be expecting a great race, 40 laps, 10 more than last night with a lot of great drivers. I think it's going to be a very aggressive but competitive race.
For sure, and these guys always put on a great show. As I was saying earlier, these guys always put on a great show here, whether there's 5 cars on the track or 25 cars on the track. So with it being a little bit smaller field, these guys got 13 cars, I believe, on track tonight. So should be exciting to watch for sure. As we're going to run through the grid real quick. Starting on pole tonight, we're going to have Tyler Payne. And on the outside of him, we're going to have Ian Martin.
Third, we got the 03 of Jonathan Thompson. And starting 4th, my favorite number, got the 78 of David Duke.
In the 5th... Unfortunately, it sounded like we lost Atlee for a second there. So, starting in the 4th row, we're going to have Jimmy Frazier in the 6th machine and Billy Bigley Jr. on the outside, starting in 8th.
Starting at 8th, we got the, 9th, we got the 88 of Mark Cook. 10th, the 76 of Ron Morris Jr., sponsor for tonight.
11th, we're going to have Matt Zuccato and John Ernst rounding out row 6.
I think that's all. Everybody that qualified.
That'd be correct.
I think the only other driver we didn't call it is TJ Floyd in the 49 car.
And Dalton Martin as well in the 10 car. So as these guys are rolling through turns 3 and 4 right now, coming off of turn 4, getting ready to take the start. The pace car does pull in. Leader's got control of the field. Green is in the air, and Tyler Payne gets a great jump here on Ian Martin as they come across the line. Ian slides down in behind Tyler here, and Jonathan Thompson's going to push him right along.
Car draft on the bottom. The 78 of David Duke was left to dry on the top. He's probably going to pull in behind that 4-car train into 5th. We got the 2 Martin brothers, Jonathan Thompson and Tyler Payne. But it looks like the 78, we're going to see a lot of side drafting. Normally at these super speedways, there's going to be drafting, but tonight we're going to see a lot of side drafting. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, these cars side draft really, really well. They're just big boxes. As Ian's trying to challenge for the lead now, it looked a little high. Now he's on the crossover, getting below Tyler Payne here as they come through the quad oval.
What a move by the 90 of Ian Martin. We've seen him make those kind of moves on the short tracks before. He's going to get the nose on exit of 2. Let's see what he can do on the straightaway. He's got a great push from brother Dalton going into 3 and 4. 78 of David Duke moves down, and Ian Martin is going to clear the 69 car of Tyler Payne.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Thompson's going to jump down behind his brother there in the 10 car. And
the 69, or still running up there. He's getting the push from David Duke. Still, though, Ian Martin, the leader, on the bottom. The rest of the field that didn't get a good restart and were separated from the others are finally catching up. That includes the 6 car of Jimmy Fraser and the 28 of Billy Bigley Jr. All are joining the party.
oh, 78 up into the wall. Looks like David Duke has some issues there as he's up against the wall now, losing the rest of the pack. As they rocket down the backstretch, now the 69 machine is... So now we are under yellow for the 69 car. That's going to bring us to our Ron race designed rewind.
Just looked like a lot of contact with the 69 and the 6, just a racing deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. So as they come through 3 and 4 here, that 69 is just a little bit trying to side draft. 6 car slides up just into him, and man, he hits the wall a ton.
And the 32 car launches like a rocket from NASA into the air. As he ended up hitting the side of that street stock like a ramp.
Wow. I see 1 car going down pit lane to avoid all that. So that'd be the 6 car of Jimmy Fraser. So fortunately for these guys, they will have 1 reset. So Tyler's going to be able to get in, get that fixed up, and get back out.
Yes, reset is pretty reasonable. In some of the leagues that Ian has done, there's been 0 resets to promote clean racing. But a lot of times you like having that reassurance that even if you get caught up in somebody else's mess that you didn't cause, you still are going to have that 1 reset to help you out and get back out on the track.
Yeah, another thing I saw there in that first run, Atlee, was the amount of pushing that these guys are doing is really actually upsetting the car. You can get that nose underneath the rear end of these cars, jack the back end of the car up into the air, get the back tires off the ground, and the car doesn't really like that at all.
Right, it's almost like what happened on Friday with the Xfinity cars and their curved nose. It kind of upsets the car in front of you like you're pushing them. Oh, it looks like you got some takers on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like the 78 and the 69 are both on pit road right now.
That was a heck of a wreck. A lot of damage, but again, they do have one reset on their name, so...
We can see the 69 car right here on pit road. Getting that reset. I'm not sure why he's still sitting there, but looks like he may lose a lap. Nope, he's going now, and he's not going to lose a lap.
Lucky there for the 69 of Tyler Payne, barely making it off as lights on the pace car are off for this next restart.
Looks like the leader has chose the inside line.
But I think that's really cool and unique that in a lot of leagues, it just, whoever was in first, they're going to be starting on the bottom. And in this league, the leader gets to choose whether they're starting on the inside or the outside.
Well, a lot of that can be strategy, too. I mean, if Dalton was in third place, I'm sure Ian would be on the inside. But if Dalton was in fourth place, I could see him starting on the outside, having his brother right behind him, see if they could work together.
Right, a lot of planning. I think one cool addition to iRacing would be maybe the choose cone that they've been running in these NASCAR races. That would be cool.
You know, I don't see that too far off, just like I know they keep hinting at rain. I don't know if you've been following their Twitter or any of their social media accounts, but it seems like rain has been the hot topic on the forums and on social media.
I think that and maybe for, an iNEX Bandolero, that would be also cool to add. But here we go in the street stocks for this restart. Pace car pulls in. And Ian Martin gets a good restart, clears brother Dalton. And I expect these two are going to draft out front. Oh, Dalton goes high. He pulls back behind his brother.
Yeah, pretty much single file all the way through the pack as they rocket through 1 and 2. One car on the outside out there, but it looks like he's just going backwards with no help right now. David Duke jumps out to the outside too, try to help him out a little bit.
David Duke, he went on pit road, so he lost a lot of positions. I'll be keeping my eye on that 78 car. I know he's fast to see if he can make his way up through the field and be back up front with the others. As here comes Jonathan Thompson with a good momentum on the high side in that 03 car.
Yeah, and Dalton really doesn't look like he wants to stay behind his brother. He's trying to get around him. I've seen him move high, move low. So you got a good look at the corner through there. Right now, he's just pushing him along as, yeah, Jonathan Thompson doesn't have any help out there, but it looks like help's coming in the form of Billy Bigley and Ron Morse Jr.
That should really help that 03 car get up as, oh, we got Ian Martin sideways into Billy Bigley. Caution's going to be out. Whoa.
That's a big one.
Right, you said the street stocks, when they're pushing each other, it upsets the car, and that's definitely happened with Ian Martin there.
Yeah, this looks like it really starts on the backstretch here. Yeah, just a bad push by Dalton here. Turns him around. Ian was trying to save it. Just catches the back of the 28 car there and just sideways across the track. Nowhere's for these guys to really go.
Okay, but that's why these drivers are going to have these resets in case you get caught up in somebody else's mess. It's just disappointing for that 98 of Ian Martin, who had a great fast car running up front.
This is a look from the way back here at Tyler Payne. See what he sees as, yeah, he just sees smoke and the track fills up, and fortunately for him, he's able to get right through it. So,
The 88 car, he did a great job avoiding everything. That's the 88 of Mark Cook.
yeah, moving right up to the 4th place. See if we can see what he was able to do there. A little too far back for me to find, but that's actually looks like he's going to move right into the number 1 spot as a couple of cars in front of him pit. Nope, I take that back. The 10 and the 76 were just way ahead of the pace car. That's a cool looking ride though on that 88 car.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like zebra / camo on it. Monster Energy.
The Hoonigan underneath the 88 there. Little call out Ken Block with the Mustang too. So yeah, that's got Ken Block all the way. I'm surprised it's not number. What number does Ken usually run? 23.
Lights in the pace car have gone off as we're going to be restarting again. Looks like Dalton J. Martin chose the inside again.
Yeah, sometimes that inside line is just a little bit of the better line to have. You can get a little better jump down there. Plus with Ron Morris right behind him, we've seen Ron run these quite a bit, being our race sponsor tonight, and he's a pretty good pusher here at these tracks.
Right, and if you're going to be racing, you might as well look doing it. That's an awesome paint scheme on that number 76, and that Ron's race paints car. I like the blue, the yellow, and the black. It all goes well together.
Very classy, very old school, and that's what I like.
Simpler times with the paint schemes. Nothing too exotic, just sometimes just stripes, black and white. But here we go. Pace cars pull in as Dalton J. Martin with a good restart as he does get the start. The leader gets to start the restart, but Jonathan Thompson is not far behind him as he'll probably get up to him at about 3 and 4.
Yeah, you really don't want to get out to too big of a lead, because when you get out too big of a lead, you got somebody right behind you that can help you out. You're just, we got one car around. Dave Duke around on the apron. Doesn't look like he's going to bring out the yellow as he's down on the apron. Gets that thing rolling.
The three cars of Dalton J. Martin, Jonathan Thompson, and Ron Morse Jr. are running away from 4th place Billy Bigley, about 5/10 separating the 3 cars and then Billy Bigley, but the rest of them are catching up.
Well, you can see these cars are really running in line. They're kind of formed up a little bit better than the rest of the field, who's running too wide and not on each other's bumper. But right,
You come from the 03 of Jonathan Thompson with a great push, but sometimes I'm not sure if it's going to happen like last time. If you give them too hard of a push, it's going to upset the car, just like we saw with Ian Martin.
Yeah, I actually saw this. Actually, Thompson looks like a high side here on Dalton Martin. He's going to go alongside him as here comes the 28 of Bigley and the 76 of Ron Morris. Bigley's going to go to the high side here, see if he can help Thompson around.
Good choice by Billy Bigley, going to give the 03 a push to try to get out front of Dalton J. Martin, who's been leading since the restart. Ron Morse is going to stick down behind him. It looks like the 03 is making the outside work. The outside can, if there's a lot of momentum with it. Oh, the left front of the 03 almost hit the quarter panel of the 10 car. Luckily that was saved as Bigley goes down to the bottom.
And look behind him, the entire field's caught up now. So from being a 4-horse race, now the entire field's back here. They're going to go 3 wide down the backstretch.
That's a photo right there. If that would be the finish tonight, I'd be a happy camper. A 3-wide finish. But Ron Morris Jr., he's going to make it back out to 4th after being 3 wide with everybody. And I'm not sure, he might try to go up there and push Billy Bigley, who's trying to get a partner up there.
Oh, the 88 into the wall. Mark
Looks
Cook.
like no caution, though.
No, Mark Cook just hit the wall a ton, and I think he's going to be off the pace quite a bit for a few moments.
Yeah, he's had a fast car all night. You hate to see it there for that 88 car.
Oh, Ron Morris down on the apron now. See if he can get back. It looks like he was forced down there a little bit. Back at the front now, Jonathan Thompson getting to the back of Dalton Martin. I saw him get him real loose right there as they came off turn 4. And now he's going to have a big run on the outside, but nobody to help him with it.
Not sure if the 69 of Tyler Payne might go up there. We've got TJ Floyd and the 28 of Billy Bigley still giving him a push. Billy Bigley is going to go all the way down on the apron as we're now 3 wide for the lead.
And he's going to make that work. As here comes
Whoa!
TJ Floyd here giving a big bump to Dalton Martin as well. As they come through the quad oval.
The move of the day there, but whoa, going all the way through the grass is the 10 car of Dalton J. Martin, who is very eager to get back up front.
Yeah, TJ Floyd kind of came out of nowhere as we really hadn't talked about him all race, and as usual, he makes himself right up to the front.
Right, he was starting all the way in the back of the pack, and there was a lot of cautions, and I think he just avoided both of them, and that's how he ended up here in the front of the pack with a chance to win the race tonight. Uh-oh, the 28 is loose, goes through the infield.
No caution.
So that now puts Jonathan Thompson in the 03 out front. We've got drivers dropping like flies up front.
Real aggressive moves. Another one right there as TJ Floyd gets into the back of the 69.
No caution there. Oh, no, there we go.
Caution is out.
I think the nail in the coffin there was when TJ Floyd got into the 69. Oh, who is that? That's the 32 of Eric Steele. Yeah, he made contact with Billy Bigley.
Let's ride along with him, see if we can figure out what happened to him first. And as we see the big contact between the 10 and the 28 there, 28 goes across the track.
Yeah, that's kind of where the entire wreck all started. It looks like in the chat here, Tyler Payne is not happy tonight with what has just happened here.
Oh, there it is. So there's the big bump from the... And then these guys were trying to avoid the wreck, and... Oh, man.
Contact for the 32 of Eric Steele. Again, looks like the 69 of Tyler Payne now, who's going on to pit road, is not happy, expressing his displeasure with the move that TJ Floyd made.
I mean, he was pretty much clear of that until the 32 there came across his back bumper and wiped him out.
Martin, who was involved in a previous crash, is going to be getting his lap back, so that's good.
So it looks like the only people who are going to be down on laps is the 32 Eric Steele and the 71 of John Ernst. Eric is 1 lap down right now, and John is currently 2. So some wild racing up at the front of the pack, the middle of the pack. Everybody's just kind of jockeying for position, and I'm seeing a lot more take than give right now.
Everybody's going for positions on the track, and I mean, this is for money too, so I can understand this. It's with the special event. tonight. But again, Tyler Payne and TJ Floyd, both of them are not happy with each other.
So just to give a breakdown of the payout tonight, it's going to be $60 for first, $30 for second. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be $60 for first, $30 for second, and $15 for third. If I have that correct.
Steele, who was involved in 2 crashes that got perpendicular with his car, he's now mainly disconnected from this event. Just so many things were not going in his favor tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he had a really good save on the backstretch. Unfortunately, the 6 car got into the back of the 32 and sent the 32 up into his back bumper and spun him around. And that was not a thing he could do. I mean, he had a great save. He was trying to keep himself out of trouble, and he was almost dead until trouble found him.
Martin has posted this in the chat. I'm going to make a correction here to the payouts. $85 for first, $50 for second, and $30 for third.
Thank you, Ian. I know Ian likes to listen to the broadcasts as we do them, so thank you, Ian, for correcting me. I do appreciate that.
Also, TJ Floyd has said about the wreck, he says, that was my fault, but the 69 came down and blocked off.
So there you go. Hey, every wreck has 2 sides, you know. I was involved in 2 last night with the same person. I'm not going to name any names. He knows who he is. And it was just one of those things where I thought on both sides I did nothing wrong. The second one may have been more of a 50-50 thing, but in my mind I still think, well, as a race car driver, we don't make mistakes, but we remember them.
Right. Race car drivers, they have the memory of an elephant. They can remember the tiniest little thing that you did to them.
So the lights are off on the pace car. These guys are going to double up here. Jonathan Thompson is going to take the inside for the restart. TJ Floyd on the outside. Ron Morris Jr. up to the 3rd spot. Billy Bigley up the 4th. And Jimmy Fraser rounding out the top 5 right now.
Yeah, Ron Morris Jr., he had some trouble where he got forced below the apron and he fell behind. So I'm glad that he has caught back up to the front of the pack, and we'll see what he can do this restart. But right now, Jonathan Thompson has done what all the other people in his position have done during the restarts, pick the bottom lines. We'll see if he can get some good pushes from Ron Morris Jr.
Yeah, and do you see a little bit of damage on David Duke's little on his front left corner? Looks like he's got a little ding there, so I don't know if that's going to slow him down at all.
You see a little bit of damage on that 03 car. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. TJ Floyd with some damage. Let's see how that affects him during this restart. Here we go. Green flag is back out here. Jonathan Thompson with a good restart, but the others are sticking right with him on this restart. It was the first restart where it wasn't totally dominant, where the leader didn't automatically just get out front.
Yes, TJ Floyd's now down on the bottom here, and the 03 car is kind of running a little bit higher line. I don't know if that's going to allow TJ to get up here and get alongside him, but here comes the 28 of Billy Bigley on the outside. Again, a great push from Jimmy Fraser there.
Right, looks like Billy Bigley now has gotten up to about the quarter panel of the 03, is getting a fantastic push from the 6 of Jimmy Fraser. That's the kind of stuff that you want to see when a driver goes up to the high side and asks for a push. That's what they are expecting. Like Jimmy Fraser, but we got contact. Caution. So we got a bunch of cars in the air.
TJ Floyd went over on his lid and landed back on his wheels, but we're going to have to take a look and see exactly what happened there.
Right, I'm excited to see this replay for that perspective. like.
Looks like I have it on TJ right here, but it looks like the 03 came up just a little bit. He wasn't as high as maybe the. Whoops.
03 went up, but also there was a big push from the 6 of Jimmy Fraser, so that could also have upset the car, but disappointing for all the others involved that weren't materially in the front. I don't know if that's...
You know, as I look at it there, it just looks like the 28 turned down into the racing line, and the 03 was just a little bit higher than he was expecting him to be. And unfortunately, two cars trying to occupy the same part of real estate on the track, and that just isn't going to work.
Feel bad for TJ Floyd. He was just holding his line on the outside, and just all happened in front of him as he is expressing his displeasure about the wreck right now in the chat. As he should be. I mean, he got caught up in somebody else's mess, and that can be disappointing from a driver's standpoint.
I wonder if he has a reset left or if he's going to be done for the night. Let's see as he pulls into his pits here.
Speaking of done for the night, looks like Tyler Payne has manually disconnected.
As we just saw TJ's car magically fix itself, so he did have his reset. So when we go back to racing, we're going to have just about 10 laps to go. It's going to be exciting to see some of these guys who are caught up in that, Billy Bigley, TJ Floyd, see if they can get back up to the front.
Now, Jonathan Thompson is the only car on the track right now that has not gone onto pit road yet. Everybody else has been involved in a wreck of some kind. But look who's up in the top 3 after getting involved in a wreck previously. That's going to be the 10 of Dalton J. Martin. And in 4th is his brother, the 98 of Ian Martin.
It's nice to see those guys get back up there. They played smart there through that last run. Kept out of trouble, and yeah, it should be having those two up at the front is going to be exciting for sure.
And I think that they might try to get into a draft with each other, but I noticed on Friday that even though they're brothers and they sometimes start in the back together, they don't work together on these super speedways. Sometimes they do, but most of the time they're focused on their own race. You were on the track there, Josh, on Friday. Did you see anything going on with the Martin brothers last night?
I'm gonna plead the fifth about Martin brothers right now. No, you know, I really didn't see Ian or Dalton too much around me. You know, it was me and Joe were both trying to get up to the front the best we could and stay out of trouble. There's a couple cars that were a little out of control last night. It was kind of scaring us a little bit. I know Joe wanted to drop to the end at the beginning of the race, and I kind of talked him out of that. And then when I got the damage, when I got driven into the door, he talked me into staying out, so I'm glad he did. And yeah, we were able to take home 6th and 7th, so that was nice.
Right, especially for a super speedway and its unpredictability. That is a impressive performance considering there was 28 cars and a ton of wrecks.
So I'm just going to say this. I know this is going to sound really weird, but this 03 car has been messing with my head all night. Because these street stocks are based off of a 1978 Camaro. But he's got the front end and the lights on this thing of a 1984 iRock Z. So mentally, this is just driving me bonkers looking at this car. As a diehard Chevy fan who can just see the lights are just all wrong. Those should be round, and it's just playing with my mind right now. If you look at Dalton's got the right idea. He's got the right front end on that thing. And it's like blasphemy in my eyes.
Plus the yellow car is like the nail in the coffin for it. The bright yellow. Still though, it's a nice looking car with like the green. I'm just not a big yellow fan.
I like yellow on the right car. I think Corvettes with yellow, the Corvette Racing yellow is one of my absolute favorite colors, Velocity yellow. Those who know Corvettes know exactly what colors I mean by that. And the velocity is cool because it's kind of got like this little hint of green shade in it. And a little background on me: I sold Chevrolets for 8 years. I was actually the Corvette specialist. So when it comes to performance and GM stuff, it's like second nature to me. So
One of my favorite cars is the Chevrolet Camaro, and I know probably the most famous variation of it is the yellow Chevrolet Camaro in popular media and stuff.
Yep, and I'm looking through the back. That 60 car of Matt Zaccato does not look too healthy, as he's going to be restarting in the sixth spot with a car that looks like it's hit a couple things tonight.
A lot, and I mean a lot of left front damage. That is, I don't know if that's going to affect them this restart. Maybe might lose some aerodynamics, but here we go. Speaking of restart, we are restarting here now at Charlotte as we're side by side on this restart, giving and taking as the 03 and 6 go into turns 1 and 2 side by side. The 03 is going to have the nose over the 6 car.
Yeah, and these guys were beating and banging on the restart, and they're still beating and banging as they come off of turn 2 with just 10 laps to go. Great push by Dalton Martin down the backstretch here as he's going to give Jonathan Thompson a great shove down into turn 3.
Just a quick mention, John Ernst, who was involved in a lot of wrecks, he's manually disconnected, so that's disappointing for him. But back up front, the 03 of Jonathan Thompson has not cleared the 10 and the 6 car, almost getting to each other.
Yeah, that's 6 of Jimmy Frazier there. He's real aggressive on the side draft here. And I'm watching him, these cars tend to push a little bit off the course. Dalton gets shoved down to the apron there, but he's going to get back in front of his brother there. As you see Frazier go all the way up against the wall. I think he's just... Oh, no, I take that back. That was a different car. Looked just like him for a second. But
yeah, I think the one that you were talking about, that was the 28 of Billy Bigley, who's also on the high side.
But you can really see how aggressively Jimmy's trying to work that side draft. Get right down on the door and try to slow him down. Pinch him down there. That doesn't allow him to get a good run off the corner when you pinch him down that hard. But that's allowing the 28 to catch right up. Yeah, Billy Bigley there. Catch right up on the outside.
Street stocks at Charlotte, I think about one word, or I guess 2, side drafting. Oh no, the 10 and 6 make contact while side drafting. That could have been a much more worse thing than what had happened.
Yeah, and I just saw a big bump there from Dalton onto Jonathan there, and it got him a little loose there as they come to the quad oval. Let's see if he can keep on his back bumper, or if he's going to give him a big shove and get him out of control again.
Right, big pushing. We've seen it time and time again tonight. Can really upset that street stock, and it normally happens on entry of 4 or exit of 4, where the wrecks always happen on the front straightaway when you've got a lot of momentum on the downward slope of that turn. Here at Charlotte, I feel as though they're in the turns, you're kind of going up in turn 3 and then down, kind of like a hill. So you're getting a lot of momentum going down 4, and that can involve you bumping into the car in front of you.
Yeah, I just saw a big hip check out of Dalton Martin on Jimmy Frazier, sending him up the track, and he lost all his momentum. And that's the thing, you can push like that through the corner because the car's kind of stuck down into the track with the banking. But when you come down this front stretch through the quad oval, it is flat. There is no banking. There's nothing to hold the car down into the track. As we're coming to just 5 laps to go here.
And of course, right, this race now is getting into the nitty-gritty. The 10 car of Dalton Martin is bumping that 03 car like crazy, trying to move him out of the way and somehow get under him and try to take the lead.
I mean, there's a point.
Jimmy Frazier.
Oh, big bump there. As Jonathan Thompson's going to get a big bump here, and Ian Martin's going to give his brother a little bump here as they come through the quad oval, trying to get everybody out of shape.
On the 49 of TJ Floyd, spin a little bit, get loose It looks like TJ Floyd, yeah, he's done for the day tonight. But back up front, man, Jonathan Thompson, he's really going to have to wheel it as he's got the top line who's hard charging. Jimmy Fraser is right there. And then a hard pushing Dalton J. Martin on the bottom.
Yeah, you saw how loose Jonathan got there through turns 3 and 4. Now Jonathan's through the AstroTurf there. No grass on the front stretch. That's all AstroTurf down there. So it's not comfortable running down there, but it's a lot better than trying to get through the grass. As you see, he's just pushing up just a little bit. I don't know if his tires are going away because he just keeps pushing up through the corner there as he comes off the corner.
I wouldn't be surprised if tires might be wearing a little bit here on Charlotte, but hopefully not too much to affect him and cause a caution as we're now 2 to go at the line.
Yeah, and he's the only car on track that hasn't pit either.
So he does not have as fresh of tires as some of these other drivers out here. As I've noticed, he's been taking a teensy-tiny shortcut on entry of the tri-oval where he cuts through a little portion of the AstroTurf, and that gets him out in front of Jimmy Fraser. Watch this here on the entry of tri-oval. Let's see if he does it.
As he's actually all the way down the apron. That's not going to be good for him because that's going to get him really loose. As this time he stays up on the track. White flag in the air as they're going to go 3 wide for the lead here. And now Dalton thinks better of it as he tucks back in behind.
Yeah, we're side by side for the lead. This is the moment that you guys came and stayed for. The final lap here. 03 of Jonathan Thompson, Jimmy Fraser. Let's see what is going to happen here in 3 and 4. Races are won in the tri-oval, though.
Yeah, as Ian's now pushing on that 10 car real hard. That's a 3 car.
Jonathan
Oh, he's going to get him loose.
Whoa!
Oh, they spin. Thompson's going to win it. Dalton Martin's going to come home in second, and I'm not really sure. It looks like the 88 of Mark Cook is going to finish up and come home in third.
Need to see a replay of that finish. That was nuts. Right there. So we got, it all starts when Ian Martin starts to give Dalton the big push here.
Yeah, I've got it locked on. So the 6 car kind of just came down a little bit into Ian, and that's going to turn him around back up in front of the field. And man, you're just a passenger at that point. Ian has gone rocket status right there. I think that's part of the new SpaceX program right there.
Like people, Elon Musk, they're looking for rocket ships like that.
How did the 88 get through this? We're going to ride along with him, and wow.
Cuts down and goes through the AstroTurf. What a move from the 88. I think that might be, I'm gonna consider this is a new superlative right here. The Ron's Race Paints clean move of the race is that 88 car.
There you go. I like it. So we're going to take one last look at it here as, yeah, the 6 just kind of comes down just a little bit. Ian catches him in the back bumper, and it all just goes wild. But Jonathan Thompson comes home your winner tonight. In that car that was messing with my mind tonight.
I'm excited to see the finishing results, to see where everybody else finished after that whole, I don't know what to call it, whole shebang.
So Jonathan Thompson's going to be our winner. Dalton Martin in second. Mark Cook coming home in third. Matt Zuccato coming home in fourth with that damaged car. In our 5th spot, Ron Morris Jr.
Rounding out your top 6, we got Ian Martin in the number 6. I'm even surprised that he got after that, maybe because of that rocket launch that he ended up getting. 7th was the 6 of Jimmy Fraser. Finishing 8th was the 49 of TJ Floyd. 9th, 28 of Billy Bigley Jr. And finishing 10th was the 69 of Tyler Payne.
And we're going to pull our third place finisher in, Mark Cook, right now. Mark, Josh and Joe, Josh and Atlee in the booth tonight. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, that was a great finish there. Smart move, driving through the AstroTurf there, making up a bunch of spots.
Take
How'd you see it from your side?
take them any way you can get them. It looked just like a demolition derby, and I was just trying to avoid all the cars because I didn't have a chance. I was just, I mean, I had a black flag there. Ian's got to review it. I might not even have third place, to be honest with you, but it is what it is because I went back in at the end. I had a black flag when I came back out. He cleared it, so that's got to be reviewed anyway. But really, it was luck. So I shouldn't even be in here.
So I have a question. How did your plan going into this race change at the end here at Charlotte? And it happens for a lot of drivers.
Well, right there at the end, I was in seventh. There was lap cars down. I was going to be at the end of the line anyway, so I thought, why not go in and get some tires? So I shot in and got some tires right there at the end. And I don't know if I got caught speeding in the pits or what it was. It didn't really say, just black flag me. And I was getting, and Ian cleared it. So I went back around. It still put me at the back. So I just kind of hung back there, and TJ let me go because he was a lap down. And I was just hanging on. These guys were just kind of falling off to the wayside, getting into each other. And there at the end, it was just trying to hold on. I caught up to them. It was just something had to happen. And it did. It was fortunately, I just made it through.
Well, that was a great finish tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight for your third place finich?
Nah, just Ian and the boys. I've had a great last couple of days racing with them. I did me and Justin did pretty good last night with them. So it's been fun, and I like the broadcast. You guys do a good job. So it was a lot of fun. Thanks.
Yeah, that was a fun race last night, for sure. And I know me and Joe both enjoyed it. So hopefully we'll see you again next Friday.
You bet.
We're
going to be back.
Have a great night, man.
Thanks, guys.
Now I'm going to pull in our second place finisher here. Dalton, Josh, and Atlee in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, great second place finish tonight. That was real intense up here in the booth watching you and Ian and you and John kind of really pushing on each other, and the amount of movement out of the car that was being pushed. Is that kind of how it was going out there? Was the front car just really unstable?
Had the bumpers line up on these things. They got to point to the nose, and when you push, it makes the car go everywhere.
We saw some drivers here sliding up tonight. Was tires beginning to become an issue for you at the end of this race?
They wore out a little bit, but not as bad as I would have thought. I guess since it was nighttime, the track had more grip than what it does in the daytime.
Awesome, Dalton. Well, great second place finish. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Just MP Motorsports and Party 4.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the second place, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
And finally, let's pull in our winner here, Mark Cook. Mark, this is Josh and Atlee in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, at the end there, we saw you getting real squirrely there. Were tires really an issue there towards the end of the race for you?
Well, actually, I went in and got some new ones. I was just all over the place just trying to find a place to get in there, but they were just too stacked up. And I just kind of weaseled my way through. Everybody started dropping out. They had those big crashes, and I just kind of slid right in there.
I think we might have already interviewed the 88 of Mark Cook as he finished third. So I think we might have to try
I
to
pulled the
pull in
wrong car,
the
and
winner.
I apologize. I tried to grab Jonathan, but I grabbed Mark by mistake. Jonathan's Josh and Joe in the booth. Josh and Atlee in the booth. My goodness. You got us.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, great win tonight. I apologize. I was trying to interview the wrong person there, but man, great race. Great way to stay up front there. I noticed towards the end there, you were starting to get real squirrely and real loose. Were tires a major factor for you there tonight?
It was just running so close, and there was a lot of bumping at inopportune times. But, I mean, it was a good race overall. I might have should have come and got tires, but I really think that the track position helped me.
question to the number 88 of Mark Cook. How did your plan coming into this race change throughout the race? Anything that you did different than you didn't expect you would do?
It's really difficult to pass here. So, I mean, you just got to hug the line at the bottom and not let them get a fender on you.
Yeah, man. Well, that was some tight racing with you in the 6 car there coming down to the end. Anybody you'd like to thank for your win tonight?
I appreciate you guys doing the broadcast, and Ian for putting the race on, and all the guys at Down South Racing.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations again, and hopefully we'll see you next time we broadcast up in the booth again.
Yeah, you guys take it easy.
Well, I do apologize for pulling the wrong guy in. My mouse just kind of slipped as I was grabbing. But, Atlee, man, that was a great race there towards the end. We saw a little bit of everything from some beating and banging, some real aggressive driving, some smart teamwork there, and tires wearing off at the end there, too. These guys sliding all around.
You know, I'm going to be honest. That was exactly what I expected it to be. A close finish, a lot of beating and banging. Street stocks at Charlotte are always so much fun. And I hope Ian might try to put on another race like this. It was just a heck of a race. Great job to Jonathan Thompson, but also some of the other drivers that had a lot of hardships to go through, but they still ended up getting top 5, maybe top 3. But overall, good race.
Yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to seeing the next one. I know tomorrow night we have the original Rebels Racing Series. And then Monday night we're going to have these guys doing it all over again. Do you know where these guys are Monday?
My favorite track in the entire world, Langley Speedway, on Monday night for the championship. You do not know how excited I am for that race.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a fun track for sure. I know you run down there personally, so.
Should be a fun time.
Absolutely. So this race tonight has been brought to you by Ron's Race Paints. Check them out on Facebook, Ron's Race Paints. Get with Ian Martin if you guys want to run with these guys. And I think Atlee had a little issue with his microphone there. You still got us?
Got you.
All right. You was just breaking up a little bit. I apologize. So tonight's race brought to you tonight by Ron's Race Paints. Check them out on Facebook. Get with Ron Morris Jr. if you need a new paint job for your ride. Also, if you want to race with these guys, get a hold of Ian Martin. He'd be more than glad to help you get into these. And Atlee, you have anything else to finish with tonight?
Thank you for watching the Intensity Broadcasting iRacing Superstock League special here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Please make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on all 3 platforms, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I believe all 3 of the links will be in the description. And also, still a lot of people don't know this. We do have a Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We post memes and stream links, all that good stuff. So make sure to do that. And thank you for watching. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for the original Rebels.